So you learned how to build a dynamic array from scratch, and that was a great exercise. However, Java has two implementations of dynamic arrays. Let me show you. We have two classes, vector and array list. Both these classes are declared in the java.util package, but they're slightly different. The vector class will grow by 100% of its size every time it gets full, whereas the array list will only grow by 50% of its size. Also, all the methods in the vector class are synchronized. This is an advanced topic, and I'm going to cover that in my upcoming advanced Java course. But basically, when we say a method is synchronized, that means only a single thread can access that method. In other words, if you have a multi-threaded application where multiple threads are going to work with this collection, then you're not going to be able to use the vector class. You should use the ArrayList class because the methods of the ArrayList are not synchronized. Again, I'm going to cover that in detail in my upcoming advanced Java course. Now let's have a quick tour of the ArrayList class. So let's type ArrayList. Now these angle brackets you see here, these represent a generic parameter. With this generic parameter, we specify the type of each element in this array list. For example, if you want to have an array list of integers, we type integer. This integer class is a wrapper around the native or primitive int type. So for every primitive type that we have, like int, short, byte, boolean, whatever, we have a wrapper class. For example, we have short, we have byte, we have boolean, and so on. We can also have an array list of strings or students, assuming that we have a student class. In this demo, I'm going to create an array list of integers. So integer, enter. Now we need to import the ArrayList class because it's declared in a different package. So we press Alt and Enter. There you go, it's imported on the top. Now let's create our array list. We call this list and initialize it using the new operator like this. New array list. And now we can call the add method. We can add a number here and duplicate this line a few times. Add two more numbers. Now we can print this list on the console. So here's the content of our array, beautiful. We can also remove items, so remove. We can remove a particular object or remove an item at a given index. For example, we can remove the first item. And now 10 is gone, we only have 20 and 30. We can also find the index of the first occurrence of an element. So we call list.index of 20, because now after removing the first item, 20 is going to be the first item, this method will return 0. We also have last index of, which will return the index of the last occurrence of an item. We also have contains, which returns a Boolean value telling us if we have this item in our array or not. And finally, we can use the size method to get the number of items in this array. And finally, another useful method is the toArray method. This will convert this list to a regular array object. So there are times that we want to work with a regular array object. Let's say you have a method that only accepts an array and you cannot pass an ArrayList class there. In that case, you can easily convert your array list to a regular array.